I received the divorce papers by email, while still deployed in the desert. 13 years of marriage. Ended in a PDF. My name is Nathan. I'm 42. A staff sergeant with the 82nd Airborne. At the time, I'd been stationed in Kandahar for 4 months when Becky decided she was done waiting. The subject line read, "Let's be adults about this." The message was 3 sentences long. She'd already filed. She'd already drained our joint account. She'd already moved her new boyfriend, Jeremy, into our house in Spokane. I read the email twice. Shut my laptop. Took a shower in the communal stall. Dressed for my shift. And didn't say a word to anyone. That night, I replied with one word. Understood. No anger. No pleading. No threats. Wilson, my bunkmate, noticed something was off. "You good, man?" he asked without looking up from his book. "Yeah, just some stuff back home." He nodded. That was it. Military guys know when to leave things alone. Truth is, I wasn't surprised. 6 months before deployment, Becky had started pulling away. Little things. Stopped asking about my day. Worked late answering phones at the dental office. Hit the gym more often but didn't seem to sweat. New clothes. New friends I never met. New passwords on her phone. I didn't confront her. I didn't snoop. That's not who I am. But I wasn't blind, either. So I made quiet moves of my own. I rented a storage unit across town. Moved our important documents, birth certificates, marriage license, VA loan deeds, there. I added my grandfather's watch and my mom's silver. I also opened a separate bank account and began quietly transferring part of my pay. Not enough to raise alarms, just enough to ensure I wouldn't be left with nothing. The night before I deployed, Becky hugged me at the airport and said, "Stay safe." Okay. Her eyes were dry, like she was saying goodbye to a coworker, not a husband headed to war. I should have known, but I still hoped I was wrong. I wasn't. What Becky didn't know was that I had prepared for this. And what she never understood was, I don't start fights, but I always finish them. We met at a barbecue in 2010. She was finishing nursing school, but ended up in admin, less stress. She said, we married 8 months later. She used to say she was proud of my service, but she never really understood it. Her family was all white-collar, bankers, pharmacists. She'd ask when I was going to get a real job. Not realizing that the army was my career. Not a phase. We bought our house in 2014. Modest. 3 bedrooms. Small yard. My name on the VA mortgage. But I added her to the deed, because that's what married people do. After my dad died of a heart attack shoveling snow, and my mom passed from cancer, they left us enough to clear student loans and build a safety net. I deployed 4 times, twice to Iraq, twice to Afghanistan. Each time I came home, Becky seemed further away, like she was playing a role she'd outgrown. I didn't sign up to be a military wife. She said once, I'm tired of being alone all the time. I understood. I really did. But the army was the one place I felt I belonged. In 2019, the signs intensified. She got annoyed when I called during girls' nights. Talked about friends getting divorced and living their best lives. Told me we didn't have much in common anymore. I suggested counseling. She said we were just going through a phase. Then came the weekends away. The gym membership she didn't use. The new clothes. Still, I didn't confront her. My father taught me to act only when sure. So I waited and prepared. 2 weeks after that email, I was in the mess hall when my phone buzzed. Another withdrawal. $88,500. Gone. Our savings account? Emptied. Everything we'd built over years, gone. That night, I called the bank. Becky had been siphoning money since the day I deployed. Small transfers, then bigger. Wilson found me standing in the hallway later that night. You look like you've seen a ghost, he said. My wife emptied our accounts and moved her boyfriend into our house. I said, filed for divorce while I was on patrol. He didn't offer pity, just asked, what's your plan? I didn't have one yet, but I would. I checked our home security system, still connected to my phone. There he was, Jeremy, in my house, using my coffee mug, wearing my Seahawk sweatshirt. There was Becky, laughing in the kitchen. I'd remodeled myself. I felt, not anger. Something colder, sharper. I called James, an army buddy turned lawyer. Checked the VA loan terms. Requested emergency leave. Reviewed every refinance doc Becky had ever mentioned. This wasn't about emotion anymore. It was about strategy. When I finally came home, I didn't tell Becky. I checked into a motel, met James at a diner, and laid out my plan. He had something to show me, a refinance application. Forged signature. Mine, but not. Wrong middle initial. Wrong pen stroke. She pulled out $330 using the house as equity. James said, and listed Jeremy as co-applicant. Guy's got dues and a fraud charge from 2019. I took a breath. What are my options? Depends what you want. James replied. I wanted what was mine, and for her to face consequences. The next morning, I met with the bank officer. Showed my military ID and proof of forgery. That night, Becky texted. Who you been talking to? Jeremy says someone's asking questions. I didn't reply. 2 days later, I filed to contest the refinance. Froze the funds. James called. Jeremy had been arrested driving my truck. Suspended license. They found prescription pads in the glove box, taken from Becky's dental office. Now it was criminal. I gave the FBI everything, bank documents, forged signatures, footage of Jeremy and Spencer, the agent involved in the fraudulent sale. They listed the house at $470, planned to sell at $420 for a quick cash deal. Military guys are all the same. Spencer said on camera, make noise, but they've got deployments. He'll settle. He didn't know I had audio. Didn't know I'd sent it to Agent Patel. The FBI arrested them both. Spencer and Jeremy. Becky arrived during the raid. Shocked. Speechless. What happens to her? I asked. That depends, Patel said, on what she knew, and what you want. She claimed ignorance. Said Jeremy manipulated her. Maybe, maybe not. She agreed to restitution. Gave up claims to the house. To my pension. Signed a confession. I didn't press charges. The divorce was finalized 6 months after that email. Clean break. Jeremy got 8 years. Spencer got 12. They had targeted 11 other military families. Mine was the case that broke it all open. A year later, I sold the house. Too many memories. Too much betrayal. Bought a cabin near Missoula, Montana. 2 bedrooms. 10 acres. Peace. Retired from the army after 20 years. Got a dog, Scout. A German Shepherd. Started doing carpentry. Just enough to stay busy. One day, I got a letter from a Navy wife in Fort Worth. You don't know me, she wrote, but you saved our home. I pinned it to the fridge. Some days, when the silence gets too loud, I look at it and remember. Something good came from it all. Not revenge, not justice, just truth and peace. One quiet day at a time.